Recap last week, a long trip down to Kingsville, but came out of there 4-0. You go down, you can only win them one at a time.
That's right.
So
It was a long trip. There was a lot to it. We flew commercially, so we had to bus up to Birmingham and eat before we got on the plane, and then go through a flight, a layover, another flight before we got there pretty late at night on a Friday night. And the biggest plus for me was our guys handled it great. I mean, they did everything we asked. They were exactly where they were supposed to be when they were supposed to be there. Did everything we told them to about getting through TSA and all those requirements that we have no control over. But they did. They handled it exceptionally well. And they showed that we were on a business trip and they had one thing on their mind. And they did a great job with that. And it helped us get a win in the ballgame.
yeah, we continued to play well on defense. Of course, Tyreek Hill with some really big plays, two for touchdowns, but punt return down and might have been about as good as the other two.
That's right, and he's obviously a special player. On the two kickoff returns, one of them was kind of, your typical kickoff return. One of them wasn't, and the whole kickoff return team, the job they did to not hit somebody in the back, not hold somebody, and that's hard to do on that type of return. Where he's dancing around everywhere, and they did a great job of it. And there were some really, going back and watching, there were some key blocks that sprung those returns. And it's just good to see the guys rally around the good player that he is and know if they just get their block for a second, that it's going to be good.
All right, changing gears. Conference play finally after four. We're 4-0, first team at UWA to do that since '82. Can go 5-0 and add another 10 years. 72 team is the only team that's ever done that. So, big week for a lot of reasons.
It really is, and we obviously we look at those achievements and we talk about them to the team after they happen. We told them they're the first team to go 4-0 since '82, because that's an accomplishment. These guys should be proud of that, and that's why we play the games to try to win them. And going into conference play obviously always adds a huge boost to you. When it's the number 2 team in the country, though, it gives you a little extra boost. Obviously they're a great team and very well coached, but superior athletes. I mean, they're really good. And we're going to have to continue to play good on defense. Have some big plays in special teams and get going as an offense to be able to beat them.
Yeah, their numbers and our numbers match pretty well if you just look at a stat sheet on defense. We have a pretty good return guy, and they have a really good return guy too. So all those things maybe do they equal out? And so what's the hot button this week?
That's one of those things that you never really know. Obviously we're going to try to run the ball and stop the run. And then we're going to try to hang on to the ball and get some turnovers. Those things usually play a huge factor in the game. And I hope it is a great ball game of two evenly matched teams, because if we can be evenly matched with them, then we're in good shape, because they're a very good football team. And that's the thing. That's what we got to see is how do we respond when we're playing a very good opponent.
And this is kind of the first of a little bit of a murderer's row for us.
Hey, it's GSC football from here on out, so it's always, every week's going to be a great opponent.
Well, I checked today, and this will be the last thing, and I checked today on the Hero Sports poll. They rank D2 conferences.
Really?
And they rank the GSC as second behind Lone Star. Now, I went back and looked. Every head-to-head matchup has gone to the GSC this year. What do you think people make of that? Why do they do that?
Rankings are rankings. You never know what goes into them or who's picking them, and that's the thing. Even with any ranking, every coach is telling their team the same thing. The one that matters is the one at the end. And we're fortunate we play in a division that we have playoffs, and if you're playing right at the right time, you got a chance to get in the playoffs and do something. So that's every team's goal.